me talk to you for a minute about how your mind needs to be right to understand Dracula, because you have to understand things from his point of view. If you're going to learn something about somebody, whether they be a good character or a bad character, you have to come at it from their point of view. So let's try to get rid of your anachronistic attitude towards Dracula, in that we all view Dracula as an immoral character in the story. Let's start out with Dracula as a guy that we don't look at as evil. We don't necessarily look at as good. Let's just take a look at Dracula. Let's try to get past our anachronisms on Dracula. Let's say you fall asleep one day and you wake up on an island. And on this island are not any of the people that you know around you, but there's always new people. And maybe they're short, maybe they're a bunch of midgets. So you're on this island and you meet a set of people. They help you out and you're nice to them and they're nice to you. They help you find some food and they'll tell you that they'll try to find a way off the island for you. But in the meantime, you could live on the island with them. And so you live there for a while, for a week and then 2 weeks. And you notice after about 2 weeks that the fellas that you met in the beginning, which were, say, in their 20s, now they look like they're in their 40s. They've aged. Or maybe then you say, no, well, maybe my eyes are playing a trick on me. Maybe they were that old 2 weeks ago when I met them. But then a few more weeks go by, and you see the same fellas, and they're really old. So it's only been 4 weeks, and then they die. And you say, how did old Joe die? Well, he was 80 years old. It was his time. Well, no, He greeted me when I got to the island. He gave me a place to live. He brought me some food. I met his wife and his kids. In fact, his kids are now they're getting older too. What the hell's going on here? And you realize after you've been there a month or 2 months or 3 months that entire generations come and go in just a matter of 4 weeks. So a baby is born on week number 1 and he gets to be like 20 years old at week number 2. And then by week number 3, he's having a midlife crisis. By the time you get to week number 3 or 4, they kick off. They die. So it wouldn't take you long to figure out that you're living a whole lot longer than these other people, and you can't figure out why they're aging so fast. But after a while, you're going to realize that these people's lives really, they don't live long enough to do anything. I mean, they do accomplish things while they're alive. You can see that. And they pass things from one generation to another generation. You can see how their society builds and gains and overcomes natural disasters and whatnot. But overall, you realize that these people have very short, almost meaningless lives. Now, let's throw another aspect into the story. Let's go back to when you arrived at the island, you woke up. Let's say that you wake up and you're very hungry and you eat food and it's good and all, and you enjoy it and you thank the people for it, but for some reason you're just not hungry and you feel like, oh, I'm just weak. And then one day a fellow brings you a pint of blood, and you say, oh, I'm not going to drink this blood. No, because let me just pour it on some of the food that you have. I think this will be some help for you. I think this might quench your appetites. And so you go ahead and do it because you're getting really weak. And all of a sudden you're invigorated and you feel much better. And you say, gosh, so what was that, cow's blood or sheep's blood? Or no, that was some blood that was donated at the hospital. And, we have certain things in our blood that help people like you. That it doesn't do anything for us except keep us alive, but it makes you healthy. And so you come to realize that if you drink these people's blood, then it satisfies your appetites. So you've been on this island for a while. You've realized that these people have very short lives, 3-4 weeks at the max. Maybe every now and then somebody makes it into the 5th week, but they're really old. And then you also realize that their blood has certain proteins in it or something that gives you vitality. If you didn't have the blood, you wouldn't die. You just feel very weak and sick. And so you finally come to the conclusion that, over a period of time, maybe not in the first, 6 weeks or 6 months even, but maybe after a couple of years, because you don't get off the island. In my story, you don't ever get off. But you're on this island, and after a couple of years, you've come to realize that, hey, you know what? I need this blood to feel good, because I don't want to walk around and be nauseous all the time and weak and sick. And besides, anyway, all these people, they only live like 3 or 4 weeks. The hell? What do they care? And let's say also in this storyline that I'm putting forth, that they say, well, we decided to stop donating blood to the hospital. We don't want to give you blood anymore. We just decided that it's against our religion. We worship this rock, and the rock says that we shouldn't give you our blood. Well, now we got a problem. And real quickly, you're going to come to the conclusion that these people aren't really people like we're people. They're something else. They become like deer are to us, or dogs, or cats, or rats even. You realize that they have very insignificant lives, because what are they going to accomplish in 2, 3, 4 weeks? And then they're dead anyway. So you decide, well, you know what? And you need the fresh blood. It can't be old stale blood. You're not going to go through a cemetery and find old dead blood. The dead blood doesn't have any vitality for you. And so you finally decide one day that you're just going to take it upon yourself. You'll just go kill one of them in the middle of the night. Then you'll put the blood on your steak or your mashed potatoes or whatever, and it doesn't matter, because the guy that you killed, he was about 3 weeks old, and another 3 or 4 days he was going to be dead anyway, and what good is he dead? I can't drink his blood if he's dead. So what difference does it make if he lives 3 weeks or 4 weeks? What's the big deal? Who cares? Besides, I'm going to outlive all of these people. Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of times I'm going to outlive all these people. So if you think about it from that point of view, then you will see it from the eyes of Dracula and how he views everybody around him. Why he doesn't really value human life, because he's immortal, and because he needs their blood, and because compared to his lifetime, all of us mortals are only living, 3 or 4 weeks at the best. And if we take really good care of ourselves and take our vitamins and don't stump our toe, we'll live a whole total of 4 weeks. Whoa, whoopee-doo. Yes, I can see it from Dracula's point of view. If I was on that island and I needed that blood to feel good and do the things that I wanted to do, yes, I wouldn't have any problem in slaughtering thousands of these people. Wouldn't want to kill them all, because I wouldn't want to kill the golden goose that's laying the eggs, but I would kill as many as I needed at whatever point I needed so that I could gain the blood. So this is a way you can look at things from Dracula's point of view, and you have to look at things from his point of view if you want to truly get into the mind and understand the tragedy of Dracula.